If you've ever worried what might happen if your dog got away from you on a walk, trust me, I know exactly how you feel. Before I learn the tips I'm going to share with you today, walking my dog was an awful experience for both of us, and something I came to dread. Because not only do you worry about your dog and what might happen while they're running loose, such as getting hit by a car, what happens if there are people around or another dog? Will there be a dog fight, or will your dog bite someone? The tips I'm about to share allowed me to go from dreading walks with my dog to looking forward to our adventures together. The very first time I tried these strategies on a walk with my dog, she was much calmer and paid much more attention to me. I believe these things are the quickest and easiest ways to transform your walks with your dog, so you don't have to worry anymore what would happen if they got away from you, because you now have strategies to prevent it. Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a canine behavior consultant, trainer, and founder of How to Speak Dog, where I help families just like you who live with dogs that struggle to listen learn the canine life skills that will improve their dog's listening skills and stop all the worry, frustration, embarrassment, and confusion caused by their dog's bad behavior without spending hours and hours training or using methods that just don't solve the everyday problems pet parents face. Since 1983, I have transformed thousands of dogs with bad behavior into dogs who listen reliably no matter where they are or who is there. I'm here to help you transform your dog's bad behavior too. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the training videos I put out here every week. Let's get started. Many of my clients have been in this same situation, worrying if their dog got away from them while out on a walk. Some of them resorted to only walking their dog at night when there were less triggers around that may cause the dog to react. Some quit walking their dogs at all because it was just too stressful. Whether your dog is reacting in fear or your dog gets easily overexcited when you encounter other people or dogs on your walk, that fear can be paralyzing. I get it. Today I'm going to share tips with you that I've shared with my clients and use myself when out walking my dogs, so you too can ditch that worry and start enjoying your walks again. If these tips are helpful to you, please share them with anyone you think would benefit. Now let's get into the tips. Number 1, become hyper aware of your surroundings. In other words, keep your head on a swivel. Try to notice anything in the environment that your dog may perceive as a potential threat. If you can catch your dog before they react, whether in excitement or fear, you have a much better chance of preventing a full-blown reaction, which could put you in the position of your dog possibly getting away. Being hyper-aware and recognizing the threat before your dog does not only gives you the chance to control the situation better, but more importantly, it gives your dog the message that you've got everything under control and they don't need to react. Dogs don't want to react. It's a bad feeling, just like when we have anxiety. But if they feel like you didn't notice the threat, they feel they have to react to let you know and send the thing away, which is what dogs whose reactions are based in fear are trying to do. Overexcited dogs tend to want to drag you closer to the trigger, which is why these tips work for them too. Because you never want your overexcited dog meeting new people or another dog when they are all hyped up. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Now let's talk about what to do when you do see the threat first. Tip number 2, pay close attention to your dog's body language. Our dogs give us plenty of signals that they are uncomfortable using their ears, eyes, tail, and body long before they escalate to a reaction that we can't help but notice, like barking and lunging. Knowing your dog's neutral body language makes it much easier to recognize their stress signals. How does your dog carry their tail when they're relaxed? How about their ears? If you have a short-coated dog, it will be much easier to recognize when they raise their hackles. If your dog has a long tail that usually stays low, when it suddenly goes up, that is a clear signal that something in the environment is nearby that's either exciting or makes them uncomfortable. Same with ears. When relaxed, most dogs' ears are down and somewhat to the side. With dogs whose ears stand up naturally, you can still see a reaction of the ears moving forward and even farther up. In the following videos, I'm going to show you some stress body language signals that the dogs are exhibiting. The first one will be on a walk with Minnie, and the other two are just very clear up-close examples so you can see the body language best. In this video, Minnie and I are walking through Home Depot. When she first went out of camera range, I said to her, "Let's go," and she came right back. Now the video's slowed down so you can see the reactions much clearer. See how she keeps turning her head side to side and her ears are back, but then when she looks to one side, they go up a little bit, like right there, up. And so she's noticing something to that side of us. So even though her ears are back part of the time in this, she's far from relaxed. When you see this in real time after this part's done, you'll see that she's walking really fast in short, quick strides, and it's not just because she's trying to keep up with me, it's because she's nervous. Her tail naturally stands up like her ears, so it's hard to say anything about her tail, but you can just tell by her overall body language that she's pretty nervous and pretty aware of what's going on, plus she's panting. It's another sign of being nervous. She still sticks close to me. You see how the leash has a slack in it, like a loop. I'm a sort of her safety more so than anything else there, but she's not completely trying to get me to pick her up or anything. Next, we're going to speed up this section so you can see it in real time. So here's that same clip we just watched slowly in real time, and you see how quickly she's walking and how quickly she's turning her head and her ears flicking up and back. And pretty soon she's getting ready to shake off there. See how she shakes off? That's a sign that she's trying to calm herself. And pretty soon there's going to be some people. You see the people, and she didn't even yell at them. I gave her lots of praise for that. And then see how right here she keeps looking back at me? That's a check-in. That's what you're looking for. So when your dog checks in with you, that is a good thing. It means they're looking for some direction or recognition that you saw or heard the thing that they are reacting to, too. When you react positively, it helps boost their confidence if they're scared, and or lets them know that they can relax even if they don't completely. If you don't pay attention to those checks or react negatively, pretty soon they'll stop trying to check in with you and they'll do what they feel is necessary to get themselves through the situation, which often isn't things that we like. In this next video, we see a puppy giving lots of signals that he's very stressed. That was in real time, and I slowed it way down because it happened so fast it's hard to see. But right here, you see he's tongue flicking, he's turning his head, his ears are down and back. Now he's yawning. Those are all signs of stress. And then eventually he turns his head away, which is the ultimate, please leave me alone. In this video, again, it's not a walk, just Minnie and I playing, but still there are some up-close things that you can see. You can see that she's very unsure. She wants to play, but she's hesitant. She's trying to learn how to be more confident. This entire time, she fluctuates between engaging with me and backing off. There she shook off. You saw that again from Home Depot. Now she went away, so she's trying to regroup. I'm just waiting for her to come back. And there she is. She came back, and now see how she's inserted herself in front of me, but she still got her back to me, so she's still a little unsure, but she wants to play. See how she wants to play? She's doing, oh, and now that's just cute. And growl. Oh, there's a yawn, so she's trying to relax herself. Like I said, back and forth, back and forth. That's her typical. Oh, and there's some more cute. Now let's get into our last tip for the day, positive reinforcement. But first, I want to clear up a couple of things. Positive reinforcement itself is only positively rewarding the behavior you want to see repeated. Nothing more, nothing less. And number two, it is only reinforcing and rewarding when the learner perceives it to be rewarding. In this case, the learner is our dog. So just because we think something should be rewarding to them doesn't mean that it is. Using positive reinforcement on a walk can look something like this. We had an extremely fearful yellow lab named Jake. We taught him to shake it off on cue. We cued him to shake it off when we saw something we thought he might perceive as a potential threat. This was our signal to him that we had things under control and there was nothing for him to be scared of or worry about. And by physically shaking it off, it helped him to calm himself, to be prepared for anything that might scare him. Now let's look at what could have happened if I had not been hyper aware of our surroundings, been able to recognize Jake's stress signals, not taught him to shake it off on cue, and not kept him engaged with me. If he saw the threat before me, I wouldn't be prepared for his reaction. Once he escalated to a full-blown reaction, I couldn't physically pull him away. So of course my body then goes into fight or flight mode, and he feels that too. The whole entire thing is one negative experience for everyone. If I had punished Jake for his reaction, that would have been negative too. He may have eventually stopped if I repeatedly punished him every time it happened, but that would damage the trust he had in me and his belief that I had the situation under control and had his back. And I don't want to punish my dog for being afraid or even overly excited, especially when there's a better way to accomplish the same goal. Obviously, you and your dog can be surprised by a trigger no matter how prepared you are. But if you have done the foundation work when there is no trigger or threat present, by practicing being hyper aware of your surroundings, paying attention to your dog's stress signals, and reacting calmly and positively, your dog is much more likely to trust you to get them out of an unexpected triggering situation and cooperate willingly. Another behavior you could teach your dog that would be beneficial in a surprise trigger situation is what we call a flight cue. It's something that gets your dog's attention and gets them to engage with you while you remove yourself and your dog from the trigger. I use "let's go" and either turn around in the opposite direction or cross to the other side and then continue walking and having a conversation with my dog to help them stay calm. Having a conversation with your dog also gives you something to focus on, which helps keep you calmer. So let's recap. We've talked about becoming hyper aware of your surroundings so that you can see the threat first as often as possible and can prepare yourself and your dog to navigate the situation. Also paying close attention to your dog's body language in case they do see something before you do. Again, so you can better prepare and react calmly to prevent your dog's initial reaction from escalating. And finally, using calm, positive methods to get your dog through an arousing situation or remove yourselves from it. Does this help you see that it is possible to enjoy walks with your dog again without worry? Because now you have strategies to rely on to prevent and de-escalate any reaction your dog might have. If you want to learn more about the framework I developed that includes these walking tips and more, I invite you to check out my website, which is linked below. If you're ready to get started right away, you can check out the primer to my framework, The Power Principles, which is a 1-hour self-paced digital course called From Chaos to Calm, a guide to connecting powerfully with your dog. For a limited time, it is on sale for $17. I will link it below too. And as always, ask any questions in the comments. And I would love to hear any feedback you have once you've tried these strategies. I put new training videos out right here every Tuesday. So if you don't want to miss any episodes, remember to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you right back here next Tuesday.